Alright, so there are 3 types of Game Boy cartridges you should know when playing with your Game Boy Color. First off is the original Game Boy cartridge. These gray cartridges are compatible with the original Game Boy and your Game Boy Color. What you'll find is that when you boot up your Game Boy Color with one of them inserted, it'll have some basic color variation instead of just being one shade of color, like on the original Game Boy. Additionally, using the D-pad during boot up will allow you to play your Game Boy games in several other color palettes. You can also hold down the A or B button while using the D-pad to select other color palettes as well. Second off is the dual compatibility Game Boy cartridge. These cartridges are most often seen in black, but can rarely vary in color. Just like their gray counterpart, these cartridges run on both the original Game Boy and your Game Boy Color. Thing is, you can't change the color palette on the boot up like a gray one. That's because these cartridges have color support built into them by the developers themselves, making your game look that much better. Lastly, we got the Game Boy Color exclusive cartridge. These cartridges are easy to tell apart by their translucent cartridge and convex top, where others are normally concave. These cartridges are only for the Game Boy Color, have enhanced color support, and are even a bit more powerful than your normal Game Boy games, making the Game Boy Color, in my opinion, the best classic Game Boy to go for of the many variants that are out there. But come on, man, just get a Game Boy Advance SP. Hey, post-edit here, I kind of fucking lied. So, your Game Boy Color exclusive games are not only for the Game Boy Color, they can be played on a Game Boy Advance. So yeah, just get that Game Boy Advance SP. It's backlit, you can play every Game Boy game on there, so just get that.